Alright, this video is for exam 3, page 8, section 1, and we will be doing part B. So, a man is flying a kite. The kite is 150 feet above ground, and the wind is blowing it horizontally away from him at a rate of 5 feet per second. At what rate is he letting out the string when the length of the string is 170 feet? So let us write down what information we have. So we have a kite that is 100 feet, 150 feet above the ground, and the person is, and this is the end point of the kite. So it seems that we have a sort of triangle shape where this part is the string, this part is the horizontal distance, and this is the vertical distance. So, as we can see right here, it says that it's 150 feet above the ground. So we're going to label our height as y, and we're going to have it equal to 150 because our height doesn't seem to be changing. And we're going to label our horizontal distance as x. I imagine that makes sense. X and y for length and height. And for our hypotenuse, let's put z. Just to say, just to go with the naming scheme of x, y, z. So let us see what other variables we have. So we have x, and x we don't know yet, as far as we can tell. Our derivative, our dx over dt, because in this question we are looking at how these variables change over time. Our dx dt is 5 because because the question says that it's the horizontal distance is changing at 5 feet per second. So next is our z, and our z seems to be, let me put a line in the middle so we don't confuse it with 2. Our z seems to be 170 because it says when that, and it seems that for this question it asks us at what rate is the string the person letting out the string, so in this case the hypotenuse of the triangle. So in this case we are trying to find dz over dt. So our equation for the triangle is in order to find hypotenuse is going to be the Pythagorean theorem, which is x squared plus y squared equals z squared. And so, in order to find dz over dt, we need to find out we need to take the derivative. So, our derivative in this case is going to be 2x times dx dt. And the reason with that is because we need to do chain rule. So chain rule of 2 of x squared is 2x times dx dt. It's not 1 in this case because our variables are changing corresponded to time, and so that is why we are doing dx over dt. Same goes with our y. Our y is going to be 2y dy over dt, and that's going to equal 2z dz over dt. Now, we are missing one variable, which is x. So we're first going to find x using the first equation. So, excuse me for a second. Alright, so with using this equation, the first equation, we are going to find what x is equal to in this case. So we're going to have x, we're going to have right here on the side x squared equals 100, oops, sorry, x squared plus 150 square equals 170 square. So in order to find x, we subtract 150 square from both sides and take the root of both sides, which gives us root of 170 squared minus 150 squared. And that will be, let us see. Be somewhere around the 28,900 minus 2. It'll be equal to that, and then we just have to solve, and we'll get root 6,400, which equals 80. So our x is equal to 80 in this case. Yes, almost forgot. We haven't labeled y yet. Sorry about that. So in this case, y will be equal to 150. And in this case, dy over dt is equal to 0 because the video says that it doesn't says that well, or at least it's stating that the kite is staying at the height of at 150 feet. So our dy dt is 0 in this case. So now that we have all of our variables, we are now going to solve for dc over dt. So we have 2 times 80 times 5 plus 2 times 150 times 0 equals 2 times 170 times dc over dt. And now all we have to do is divide both sides by 2 times 170z. And the 2 times 150 times 0 we're going to exclude because all of this is equal to 0. So we're going to have 2 times 80 times 5 over 2 times 170 equals dc over dt. And so when we solve for this, we are going to get 4,000, sorry, not 4,000, 400 over 170. So we just cancel one of the zeros. And so our answer is going to be, I like putting the variable first, dz over dt equals 40 over 17. And let us write our statement on what that exactly means. So let us label our variable. So feet per, yes, feet per second. The person is letting out the string at a rate of 40/70 feet per second. And that is all for this question. Alright, that'll be it. And so, I'll see you all next time.